Welcome to Pulse, the fresh sport and entertainment news.
Rafael Nadal announces retirement at the end of 2024. The tennis world was stunned when Rafael Nadal, one of the sport's all-time greats, announced that he would retire at the end of 2024.
Hola a todos, estoy aquí para comunicaros que me retiro del tenis profesional.
Rafael Nadal.
Nadal, who holds the record as the first man to win 22 Grand Slam titles, revealed his decision in an emotional video message on social media. His final appearance will be at the Davis Cup in November 2024, where he will proudly represent Spain one last time on the global stage. While fans and analysts alike anticipated that this day might come soon, given Nadal's recent struggles with injury, the announcement still carries a profound emotional weight.
Unos años difíciles, estos dos últimos especialmente. Creo que no he sido capaz de jugar sin limitaciones. Es una decisión que evidentemente es difícil, que me ha llevado tiempo tomarla.
As one of the sport's most beloved figures, Nadal's departure from professional tennis represents not just the retirement of a great athlete, but the end of an era for the sport itself.
In his retirement announcement, Nadal struck a composed and reflective tone, which contrasted with the passionate displays of emotion fans have become accustomed to seeing from him on the tennis court. Still, the weight of his words was deeply felt. Nadal's voice was calm, though his words carried the weight of a long journey filled with triumphs, challenges, and constant battles with his body. He acknowledged that, while difficult, the decision was necessary.
La vida, pues, todo tiene un principio y un final. Y creo que es el momento adecuado para poner punto y final a lo que ha sido una carrera larga y mucho más exitosa de lo que jamás me hubiera podido imaginar.
The video felt deeply personal, as Nadal thanked his fans, family, and the sport itself for the opportunities he had. For many, it was a fitting reflection of the humility and gratitude that have defined Nadal throughout his career. To understand the significance of Nadal's retirement, it's essential to look back at the extraordinary career he has had. Born on June 3, 1986, in Manacor, Mallorca, Spain, Rafael Nadal Pereira grew up in a family that valued sports. His uncle, Tony Nadal, would become one of the most influential figures in his life, not only coaching him from a young age, but instilling in him the work ethic and mental toughness that would come to define his career.
Todas las personas que engloban este deporte, mis compañeros durante tantos años, especialmente a mis grandes rivales. He pasado muchísimas horas con ellos y he vivido.
Nadal turned professional at the age of 14, an impressive feat by any standard. His rise in the world of tennis was meteoric, but it was in 2005 when he truly burst onto the global scene. That year, at just 18 years old, Nadal won his first Grand Slam title at the French Open. His victory at Roland Garros marked the beginning of an unparalleled dominance on clay, a surface on which he would later become virtually unbeatable. From that first Grand Slam win, Nadal quickly established himself as a force in tennis. He was not just a player with immense talent, he had an unrelenting drive and an almost supernatural ability to chase down every ball, returning shots that would have been winners against most other players. His game was built around his incredible foot speed, devastating forehand, and an indomitable will to win. But what set him apart was his mental toughness, the ability to outlast and outthink his opponents even in the most pressure-filled moments. Over the course of nearly 2 decades, Nadal achieved feats that many believed were impossible. His record of 22 Grand Slam singles titles places him among the greatest players in history. His career statistics are staggering. Grand Slam titles, 22 wins, 8 losses in finals. Overall career titles, 92 wins out of 131 finals. Career Golden Slam. Nadal completed the Career Golden Slam in 2010, becoming the youngest male player to win all 4 major tournaments: Australian Open, French Open, Wimbledon, and US Open, along with an Olympic gold medal. Clay court dominance. His 14 French Open titles, including a streak of 81 consecutive wins on clay, represent a level of dominance never seen before on any surface. Perhaps most impressively, Nadal's success came on all surfaces, not just the clay courts where he initially made his name. He won Grand Slam titles on grass at Wimbledon and on hard courts at both the Australian and US Opens.
La familia lo es todo para mí, ¿no? Mi madre creo que ha hecho todos los sacrificios que tenía que hacer para que nosotros siempre lo tuviéramos todo, ¿no? Y mi mujer, Mary, llevamos 19 años juntos. Gracias por todo lo que has hecho. Creo que has sido mi compañera de viaje perfecta durante todos estos años de carrera, ¿no?
His adaptability, work ethic, and tenacity made him one of the most well-rounded players in the history of the game. Nadal's resilience was on full display in 2022 when he won the Australian Open, a tournament he hadn't claimed since 2009. In that final, he faced Daniil Medvedev, a younger player who had been on a hot streak. After losing the first two sets, Nadal looked to be on the verge of defeat. But in a classic Nadal fashion, he fought back, winning the next three sets in one of the most dramatic comebacks of his career. His reaction after that victory, falling to his knees in disbelief, has since become one of the iconic images of his career. While Nadal's career has been filled with incredible highs, it has also been marked by a series of physical challenges. His aggressive, high-intensity style of play put a significant toll on his body, particularly his knees and his foot. Over the years, Nadal has dealt with tendinitis, recurrent back pain, and a chronic foot condition known as Müller-Weiss syndrome. These injuries, particularly in the last few years, have forced him to miss several major tournaments. His absence from the 2023 French Open, a tournament he had dominated for so long, was a sign that his body was no longer able to endure the rigors of the sport at the highest level. Despite numerous comebacks, the toll of these injuries ultimately played a role in his decision to retire. Even as he battled these physical setbacks, Nadal never lost his love for the game. His willingness to fight through pain, his ability to keep pushing himself to the limit, and his refusal to quit endeared him to fans around the world. For Nadal, playing tennis was not just about winning titles, it was about the joy of competition and the privilege of doing what he loved. One of the most remarkable aspects of Nadal's career was his role in the Big Four of men's tennis, a group that also included Roger Federer, Novak Djokovic, and Andy Murray. Together, these four players dominated the sport for nearly 2 decades, creating some of the most memorable moments in tennis history.
Mi hermana, creo que hemos mantenido siempre una relación increíble. Mi tío, que es la razón por la que empecé a jugar a tenis. Creo que gracias a él he podido también superar muchas situaciones que han sido difíciles en mi carrera deportiva.
Nadal's rivalry with Roger Federer, in particular, is often regarded as one of the greatest in sports. Their contrasting styles, Federer's grace and elegance versus Nadal's power and intensity, created a dynamic that captivated fans and transcended tennis. Their matches, particularly the epic 2008 Wimbledon final, are considered some of the best in the history of the sport. Despite their fierce battles on the court, Nadal and Federer maintained a deep respect for each other. After Federer's own retirement in 2022, Nadal reflected on their rivalry and friendship, describing Federer as a player who pushed him to be better and made the sport more beautiful. Nadal's rivalry with Novak Djokovic was equally intense. Djokovic, known for his incredible defensive skills and athleticism, often matched Nadal's tenacity on the court. Their duels, particularly on clay, were grueling battles of endurance and strategy. Djokovic remains the only player who has consistently challenged Nadal's supremacy on clay, and their head-to-head record is a testament to their incredible competitive spirit. Andy Murray, while not as consistently dominant as Federer or Djokovic, was also a key figure in Nadal's career. Their matches were always filled with intensity, and Murray's rise to prominence in the late 2000s added another layer of intrigue to men's tennis. These rivalries, built on respect and admiration, pushed Nadal to achieve greatness. In many ways, they defined an era of men's tennis that will be remembered as one of the sport's golden ages.
Que para mí ha sido una fuente de inspiración en todos los sentidos. Creo que ha sido un ejemplo de esfuerzo, de superación. Muchísimas gracias a mi padre de manera muy, muy especial. Y por último, vosotros, los aficionados. no tengo manera de agradeceros lo que me habéis hecho sentir. Me habéis dado la energía que he necesitado en cada momento.
Beyond his achievements on the court, Rafael Nadal has left a lasting legacy as one of the most humble and gracious champions in sports. Despite his fame and success, Nadal has always remained grounded, a testament to his character and upbringing. Nadal's humility is one of the qualities that has endeared him to fans, fellow players, and even his rivals. He is known for his sportsmanship, often offering words of encouragement to his opponents, even in the heat of competition. He never sought the spotlight for its own sake, choosing instead to let his tennis speak for itself. Off the court, Nadal has been deeply involved in philanthropy, particularly through the Rafa Nadal.
Hecho realidad. Me voy con la tranquilidad absoluta de haber dado el máximo, de haberme esforzado en todos los sentidos. Solo puedo terminar diciendo 1000 gracias a todos y hasta pronto.